word that comes to my mind is reactive. I feel like they
We are very reactive.
They prey upon our reactiveness, and I have learned once again in this past 2020 that I have to not be reactive.
Yeah.
Like I have to not at all, especially because if you think about it, if you think about social media and the media in general, that is beneficial to them for us to be reactive people, because then they get us to look at their stuff fast. Then social media gets us to argue about it on social media.
Yeah.
And it's just all this like hot, fiery reactiveness.
Yeah.
And that's just benefiting them. It's not benefiting us. And also that we're not really getting the truth, because they're preying upon it. So they're putting out things that are going to make us feel reactive, and we have to stop.
Right.
And make sure we have the facts, and make sure we have all the facts,
right,
and figure it out for ourselves. Unfortunately, I hate that. I'm bad at that.
And we're not really trained to do that, that's a sad fact is, reporting journalists are taught in journalism school how to fact check. Like they don't do it well now, but they're taught that you have to look at multiple sources and to kind of piecemeal the information that's coming in.
Nowadays, you can look at multiple sources and not get the facts.
Well, we have a lot of multiple sources that are just disseminating the same information, and it's propaganda. It's not news anymore.
Yeah. You have to find the source, which is hard for me to
do all the time. News used to be just reporting happening. Now it's a narrative, and that's sad. I don't think there's any getting around that though, because there's always going to be people within those fields. So some people like to say like, oh, Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite had a political leaning, and it came out in his news reporting. So to say like, oh, the good old days when news was just news, it's never been a factor. So it's up to us to really look through the information that's coming out, look to the other side and say, okay, what is the other side saying? One of the things that's very interesting is I found out that conservatives are very concerned about what like the left and liberals and different ones are talking about. But liberals are not very concerned because in general, they have more of a notion that they're right on policies. They're right on arguments and ideas.
Why don't conservatives have that?
Well, what I'm saying is it's good though. I don't think conservatives should lose that.
Oh, fact. I thought you said that was the left that had that.
No, the left had that mentality that they were right on a lot of these issues, so they never looked to the other side and said, what are they talking about?
Okay.
What are they arguing for?
Right.
But I think that's the way to really exist and function in a moderate way. I want to be a moderate. I want to always have my hand in both sides, in both cookie jars, and say, what do you have to offer?
To understand.
What are the ideas that are going to move us forward as a people group, as a society, as an economy, as a culture? What do you got? But we've stopped that. And that's why we don't have news anymore that's reliable. Or we're not consuming the news in a way that actually is informing us. We're consuming our own narratives.
Yeah.
Or if you're on the right, you're consuming Fox and Newsmax and OAN or whatever networks are on that side, and CNN and MSNBC and CBS and all those on the left. So you're just narrative building. You're just narrative building. And then because of that, then people gravitate to the other websites and other social media platforms and other things to solidify those narratives. And it gets harder and harder to then shift. It gets harder and harder to even reach out to the other side.
That's why, yeah.
You know. What's up, everybody? You just watched a clip from one of our Just Breathing podcasts. If you want to see the full version, you just hit the link in the description below. Or if you want to just keep watching clips, we got some more right here. Thanks, everybody.